Hey, we are gonna have another session of drawing with Miss Miller. Today, for my class, every Tuesday morning while we're virtual, we've been doing a drawing morning meeting. And so this morning I was like, oh yeah, remember all the way back in October when we were doing the Inktober challenge every day, where every day there's a different prompt and then you draw something related to that word. So this morning I decided to go on Inktober. I haven't been there since October, and they have a separate list that goes an entire year long if you want to do Inktober for the whole year, and there's one prompt per week. So they give you one word and then you draw something based off of that word each week. So I logged in this morning, and right now this week at our school, Sandpoint, we are doing Women in Space is our theme for a Read Across America for the whole week. So I log into Inktober this morning, and it turns out that the word for this week is spaceship. So I could not believe that the word for this week randomly chosen was spaceship. So we are going to be drawing some spaceships, and at the end of this video you'll be able to see some pictures of spaceships that my students drew this morning when we did that prompt for our drawing morning meeting. All right, let's get to it. Let's draw some spaceships. Let's get in here. I am going to turn to my page. So like I said in the opening of this video, this was actually an activity that we did in our class today. So this was what I drew when my students were drawing. So I hoped you liked seeing all of those images that my students made this morning. I thought that it might be nice just to start the video with student work so that you can see it. There's no one way to draw a rocket ship. So I'm going to draw my rocket ship today. You can copy along with me if you want to, but please, you can also just draw your own rocket ship. I am going to show you, if you want to draw a more traditional rocket ship, you can type rocket ship into Google and do a Google image search, and you'll be able to see tons of different types of rocket ships. Or you can create one from your imagination. That's what I'm gonna do today. So, generally we can see kind of the shape. We know that there is a lot of heat coming out of the back of the rocket. So, maybe you want to include those things in your drawing, maybe not. Let's just see what happens. So I started out today with this. I was kind of going for that more traditional rocket ship shape, but I was imagining that it was a swimming pool on the inside, and like this person's supposed to be jumping off a diving board, and I was like, wow, that really does not look like a person jumping off a diving board, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then one of my students was telling me about his rocket ship, and it was talking about how they were like shooting at each other, and they both had a different type of cannon that was shooting something different. And for some reason that just made me imagine a bowl as a spaceship that is being powered by a noodle and cheese. So it's literally like a macaroni and cheese alien spaceship, and that their gun shoots noodles and cheese. So like, I know that my drawing today is just not going to be better than this, because this was I love this so much. I wish this was real. I was going to draw like a mouth right here so they could just shoot it right into your mouth. Oh my gosh. Best alien invasion ever. So I'm going to turn the page. And I was kind of having this idea of what would happen if cats were in space. I don't know why. That's just what I started thinking of before I started this video. So I was going to think about, what would a cat's spaceship look like? And I was imagining that it was like a big ball of yarn that is floating through space. So mine's going to be circular, and I want to make a window that they're looking out of, but you might have tons of windows. Like my, sorry, my brain is just, it's very late and my brain's like, you should be going to sleep, not drawing. When I was drawing my rocket ship earlier this morning, I wanted to make almost the entire rocket ship made out of windows. So, you know, just do what your dream rocket ship would be. Or if you're copying an image, what does it look like on that image that you're copying? Copying images is a really good way to train your hand when you're just learning how to draw. So if you're looking at something and then you're like, okay, this is how I see that thing. How am I going to draw it? Okay, it looks like this. All right, I'm going to draw it this way. But, you know, maybe that's actually just my experience because I have a really, believe it or not, I have a really hard time drawing from my imagination. I can, like, sense my sketchbooks here and all. Like, this is a girl's face when I was looking at a picture of her and drawing. I can draw really well when I'm looking at something and drawing it. But when I'm doing it from my imagination, it is much like this person diving off the diving board. Like, it just, you know, it's kind of right, but it's kind of not. And that's okay. I am learning this year during COVID to just try and trust my hand more. Like, even what I just did, it helped remind me, actually, saying that. I'm trying to get out of the habit of sketching. I sketch, which is making a line that's like this. I'm picking my pencil up a lot of times and putting it down, and you're making a lot of short lines, which is really nice to make curved lines because you can just kind of sketch your way around, and once you get that general shape that you want, then you can go in and put a more solid line. But I'm trying to train myself right now to have more confidence in my drawing because I actually tell myself that I'm not very good at drawing. It's something I guess I just wish I was better at. Even with the skills that I have, I wish that I had more. So that is a thing I'm working on. And one of the things to go with that is that I'm trying to tell myself that, and train also my hand to, oh, I see what just happened. Sorry, my speaker died. So now my phone is playing this music much louder than I meant. Okay. So I'm trying to train both my mind in my growth mindset and my hand in terms of its actual skills to get more comfortable making a line that's not a sketch line. And sometimes I've been such a perfectionist that like I would have been upset that this part was thinner and this part is thicker. But I'm trying to get away from that because I've really realized, especially again in COVID, I'm really realizing how much that perfectionism inside of me has kept me from trying. Because if you think you're going to fail, it can be really scary to actually try. So it can be easier to just be like, I don't know how to do that. Instead of experience like, ooh, my skills are not what I want them to be. And now I have to deal with the feelings, especially when we're in art class, when other people are around us, or maybe you can look across the table and see somebody else's artwork, and you might start telling yourself a story about, their work is so much better than mine. I'll never be as good as that kid is. That's not true. Everybody has different skills. And you might have a skill that that student or that person doesn't have. But right now, all you're looking at is their drawing. And what you're also not seeing is how much practice went into how much control that person has over their hand. The more practice you do with art, the more you just do it, the more you get better at being able to do fine motor control in your hand. Actually, this is such a weird thing. But so look at how fast these fingers move when I try to move them as fast as I can. And this is my non-dominant hand. So this is the hand I don't use as much. But look at this one. And I really think that this is just the difference between, this is the hand I use all the time. It is so well trained to be able to do so many little movements. And this hand can do a lot of different things, but it's just not at all as dexterous, meaning easy to move and flexible as this hand is. And so that just, I really, really think that goes down to just all of the training I've put into using this dominant hand. For all kinds of different, I know how to do so many different things. It's crazy. My apartment is very full of yarn and fabric and paint and collage stuff. I just have a little bit of most types of crafts and hobbies. I don't yet know how to do carpentry. And I wish I did. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this like this because I think sometimes we can give some texture on the outside of our object, and we can, and by texture I mean these pieces of string that are going over, and now it's not just a circle, it's a circle that kind of has this movement going. And I'm going to, again, think about like, what's the texture of yarn? And I'm gonna make these little lines on it to make it look like it's all twisted. And again, this is just gonna give a little bit more character to my alien cat spaceship. Started getting carried away there with the shape. Okay. I'm just gonna keep doing this. And then what I'm thinking is I can color the parts that don't have this texture in a similar color to the strands of yarn that I did do. And sometimes that's how, like, cartoons that are on TV, they'll do things like that. Like, they'll draw a bush and they're not gonna draw every single leaf that's on that bush. They might draw a couple of highlight leaves like I just did. I drew some highlight of the yarn that is my spaceship, but I'm not gonna draw every single one. I really want to because I think it would look really cool, but that would make this video extremely long. So I'm just gonna do these highlights and I think that will look cool too. Dude, I just really like making sound effects when I'm drawing. It just really helps bring all of the pieces together. Okay, so I've got my yarn, I have my window, and I do know another thing I want this spaceship to have. I know I want it to have like a little tail, like a piece of yarn that's hanging behind. I want to have some cat ears on the ship, and then I want to draw at least one cat that is driving the spaceship through space and time. I also, because I really liked how ridiculous this idea was, I want to think about what would be something that would be funny if cats were shooting it out of their spaceship. So I'm going to be thinking about what would be funny for the cat spaceship to be shooting while I'm putting in these details that I know that I want. So I want an ear. Oops, I'm sketching. That's okay, because I'm not sure what shape I want this to be, or which placement, where exactly I want it to go. And sketched lines, another reason why I really love sketched lines, is that they're easier to erase. So if you make a mistake, it's easy to erase a sketched line because you're not pushing really hard down on it. When you push really hard down on your drawing instruments, may it be a pencil or colored pencils are nearly impossible to erase. But it pushes more of that substance, in this case, this is graphite. So it's pushing more graphite down into the paper, and then it becomes harder for us to be able to rub that graphite back out. So if you're not sure where you want something to go, just don't push too hard. So when you erase it, you can't really see. And right now I need to think about the perspective, because if I put this ear right here, it would be like if this emoji had one ear coming out from the top of its head and then it had one that was like a horn coming out of its eyeball. So I want to remember that this ear, it would be on the other side of the spaceship if it was really a three-dimensional spaceship. So I want to make sure this front part of the spaceship that we can see is still in the front. So I'm going to start on the side. And again, I'm going to sketch. And you don't want this back ear to be taller than this front ear. Because this front ear is closer, it's going to seem like it's bigger than this back ear. So we can just make it smaller and narrower. I think that looks okay. And I'm trying to think about like if this cat ear is open and it was like pink on the inside, then where would this one be? Would this be the back? I think I'll leave it as the back for right now. Just erase there. Sometimes I also sing for no reason. Okay. All right, now I want this little piece of yarn. I know I need this little piece of yarn. It's part of what I imagined in my mind when I saw this. And I want it to be kind of frayed at the end. Because, you know, if it was hurtling through space and time, it would not be a perfect piece of yarn. Okay. And now I want like a little flame. I think I want it to be like cartoony looking. Because I don't want it to look like my cat spaceship is passing gas. That is not what these cat aliens are here for. And then I think like if I color that in the right way, I think it will look kind of like a little flame coming off from the back of it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So cute. I like it. And see, right? I wouldn't know that I could draw this if I just listened to that voice that was in my head that's like, girl, you don't know how to draw things from your imagination. I literally just told you that I can only draw things by looking at them. I mean, I can. But I can also draw things from my imagination. I am totally learning that this year, and I appreciate it. Okay, now to the cats inside the spaceship. How long? Okay, 16 minutes. All right, I'm gonna give like the general shape of the head. This is not a human. I want it to look like they're looking. Oh my gosh, that just startled me. My AirPod just died. How rude. And then I want another one. Think about this. Okay, there we go. I was just imagining them like generals in the military in their uniform. Are they in uniform? Are they gonna have like all of these medals kind of love it. What if they're shaped like mice? I don't think I'll be able to do that type of detail on this particular drawing. Put in an ear, and the other ear. Yes, this one should look like this. Gonna put in his nose. And I'm gonna try and make him look tough. It's a tough alien cat. I'm just thinking about different things, like if I want this to look like a cat, and I'm thinking in my mind, what are important things about the shape of a cat's face? And I thought about the kind of pointed nose, and then the fact that the mouth comes down from there. So that's why, oh, no, you can't have that. He looks like he's smiling. No, he has to be grouchy. And then I thought about how their nose kind of sharply goes up to the top of their head, which then coasts down. So if you're doing a different type of animal, what are the important things about that animal's face that helps it really, when somebody looks at it, they'll be like, oh, that's definitely a bird, or that's definitely a squirrel. A squirrel might not be its face. It might, oh no, I keep making it look like it's smiling. I can't help myself. I want to make him grouchy so badly. You think? So I want his mouth to be like this. Yes. He's like, I'm a serious cat alien. And I'm going to give him an angry eyebrow. He's a very serious cat out on a serious mission. I'm going to give him a steering wheel. Grr. Yeah, now I need to think about proportion again. Where is this? What is this? Shoulder. Okay. That didn't turn out too crazy. And I'm going to put his paw up here because he's steering this ship. He knows exactly where he wants to go. And I'm still thinking about what is this ship going to fire from its cannon? I'm going to make him a little fancy man. Give him some epaulets. I can make some fringe coming down from it. And now he needs... And I'll put a paw on this side too. This is like actually kind of fun. Okay, and then I'm gonna give him all of his badges because he has been through things. I mean, he's a cat in space, obviously. He's been through things. And then I'll give him like a little medal over here. Oh, I should have made it shaped like a star. That would have been so perfect. And I'll draw his little epaulette. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh no, now I have to draw the second cat. How am I gonna draw it as well as the first cat? Should he be, no. Like, should he be by himself? What time is it? Oh, 22. Maybe he's gonna, he might have to be by himself. Maybe that's why he's so angry. He's angry at me for erasing his friend. Okay. Because I still want to think about what he is shooting out of his cat cannon. And I think I'm going to make the cat cannon shaped like a little cat nose. butt. Oh my gosh, maybe the nostrils are the cannons. So the nostrils are where things shoot out of. This is so ridiculous. I love it. Okay. We have nostril cannons that shoot. Are you ready? They are going to shoot. How am I going to show the two different streams? What angles? Because this knows. Oh man, I should have drawn it at a better angle, but that's okay. We're going to have little mice, little toy mice. Because come on, you know if a cat is going to shoot something out of a cannon, we know at least one thing is going to be cat toys. At least something. Trying to decide if I like that one is backwards. It looks like it's, I think actually, because I did that with the macaroni and cheese noodles, I made them going different directions because that would be more realistic, is that they're not all shooting being exactly the same. So I was trying to do that, but then it looked like that one was going this way. So I think because these are things that actually have some sort of direction in real life, I think they all need to go the same direction so that it looks like they're going this way, away from the vehicle, away from a spaceship. Okay, and then on the other side, I'm gonna draw some like little lines like they're being, oh my gosh, it looks like they're being sneezed out. So funny. Pew. Pew pew. And the other nostril, oh my gosh, I was thinking cat treats. I was thinking catnip, but I was like, how would I show catnip? It shoots out wet food. That would be horrible. I think I'm gonna try and do little cat treat kibbles. Just gonna erase a little path here. And then I'll have to refill it in. I wonder if they're little alien space cats that follow behind and pick up all of these delicious treats that are just being shot carelessly by our cranky cat. He's like, where's my friend? That's all I wanted. I just wanted a co-pilot. This really looks like it's sneezing. I should have done fish. This is completely ridiculous. Okay, I think the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a teeny bit of color. I would normally maybe put some black ink on, but I think I'm a little worried about losing some of the detail if I did that, especially on the cat. Like I might lose some of the badge. So I'm just gonna do a little bit just on the ship itself. So I'm gonna do this purple color on the strings that I colored in. Well, I guess that I put more detail on. And then I'm going to try to do, I may actually do a little purple on the blank spots too to help tie it in so it's not so obviously different between, I'm going to do pink for these spots here. But I think we can make this totally look like it all goes together. And a nice trick here is to just go really lightly if you have some detail, because it still helps you see that purple under there, but it still keeps the main focus on these treats that are shooting out. I have no idea what anybody is going to think of this video. I don't even know if anybody will watch this far, or if they're already like, oh my gosh, why? Why are you drawing this crazy rocket ship? Can't you just show me how to draw a normal rocket ship? You must not have been in my classroom before. Because your imagination is the thing that's the best thing here. And actually, this drawing itself is inspired off of, I think, can't say for sure at this moment, but I'm pretty sure the student who, when he was sharing his idea with me, it gave me the idea to do the macaroni and cheese one. I'm pretty sure that his photograph was shown. And without him sharing his idea with me, I would have never thought. I was just kind of stuck in making like a traditional rocket ship. And then I was like, oh, but it will have a swimming pool inside. But then when I thought about the macaroni and cheese noodles shooting out of a spaceship, it really just made me think about the idea of a spaceship in a different way. In a way that I thought was more fun. Okay, so now I'm gonna just kind of put in some purple spots, maybe to just make it look like there's still some more strings going through here. And this is, again, like, this is where sketching is nice, because we can get these kind of chunky lines that don't really mean that much, but they're starting to make it look like there's more depth. There's more happening in this ball of yarn than we originally drew. And this is taking a lot less time than drawing each of those individual strings. Even though I would love to know what it looked like with each individual string. But we ain't got time. Okay. And now I'm just gonna go over these other spots in pink. I might even go over the purple a little bit, because again, that's just gonna help blend it all together and make it look like it's part of the same thing. But be careful which colors you do that with. This pink and this purple are really close to each other. But sometimes if you mix colors, it makes them turn very, very different colors. So do a little spot check on the side instead of getting all the way invested. So I was trying to put the background as like a really dark blue, but I just don't have a pencil that's dark enough. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna put the date on it, which is 3/1/23/21. It's nice to date your work just because you get to see how much you've grown. Even if it's little by little, it's still growth. So, you know, don't let that negative voice win and see what happens, just like I did. Because, again, right, here is my completely crazy flying ball of yarn cat alien spaceship that shoots out a mixture of cat toys and cat treats, because let's be real, that's what a cat spaceship would shoot. All right, well, I hope that you tried something new. I hope that you found some new skills. Even if you struggled here and there, it is all good. I feel you, me too. All right, I will see you back here next time. See ya.